everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's class, we are going to do examples of alpha diversity, beta diversity and gamma diversity. But before starting our examples, let's quickly revise what we studied in the previous class. Alpha diversity is nothing but when we talk about the number of species in a particular area, we call it as alpha diversity. Am I supposed to compare the two habitats? No, I'm not going to compare the two habitats. Then what about beta diversity? Beta diversity, I'm going to compare the habitat and find the unique one. I'm not going to choose the common one. I'm going to choose the unique one, right? And we have to compare the habitats. What about the gamma diversity? Gamma diversity is nothing but your overall diversity, all number of species present in that particular ecosystem. I'm going to add up and find our gamma diversity. So what is gamma diversity? The overall species present in an ecological area, we call it as gamma diversity, right? And previous class we have already done this example. Let's jump on the another example. Now here you can see class, we have species, that is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We have how many species? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 species. So by this, can you find out what is my gamma diversity? Overall species in an ecosystem is gamma diversity. So what is my gamma diversity? It is going to be 7. It is going to be 7. Now, we have 3 habitat. Habitat 1, that is your forest. Habitat 2, that is your grassland. And habitat 3, that is your desert. Let's see how many species are present in habitat 1. A, B, C, D, E. That means 5 species are present. Tell me, if I am going to count the number of species in a particular area, it is going to be alpha, beta or gamma? It's going to be alpha. So alpha is equal to 5. Alpha diversity is equal to 5 over here. What about the grassland? How many? 1, 2, 3. So alpha is equal to 3 over here. What about desert? Alpha is equal to alpha is equal to 1 over here. That is G, right? But when we are going to find beta diversity, I have to compare the habitat. So let me first find out H1 and H2. So in between H1 and H2, do we have A? Here A is not present, so this is unique one. B is not present over here, so it is unique one. C is not present over here, so it is unique one. D is unique or common? It is common. So are we going to count? No, we are not going to count. E is common or unique? Common. So are we going to count? No, we are not going to count. F is unique because it is not present over here. So how many unique we have? A, B, C and F. So we have 4 beta diversity between H1 and H2. What about H2 and H3? Let's check. Are we going to check out these? No, we are not going to check because species is not present. Then how can we find out unique or common, right? So we are going to start with D. D is present over here. Is it present here? No. So it is going to be unique over here. E is present here. Is it present here? No. So unique. F is present here. It is not present here. So it is unique. What about the G? G is present here but it is not present. So again this is unique, right? It is not common. So how many beta diversity between H2 and H3? We have 4. What about H1 and H3? Let's check. A is present here, absent here. So A is unique. Then B is absent here, B is unique. C is absent here, C is unique. D is absent here, D is unique. E is absent here, E is unique. F, it's not present in any of them. Then G is present here, G is not present here. So G is unique. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do we have? 6. So what is the beta diversity? 6 between H1 and H3. And what is the gamma diversity? Overall species present over here, we call it as gamma diversity 7. Correct? So this was one example. Let's do another example. So this is an answer key over here. Now let's see another example. In an ecosystem, let me change the color once again. Okay, in an ecosystem, so we have ecosystem A where the total number of species present is 200, right? Then in another species, ecosystem B, total number of species present is 80, right? The common species present in both, common species present in both, we have 40. We have 40. What are the value of alpha, beta and gamma? So what is alpha value for A? Obviously alpha value for A is going to be 200 because I don't have to check anything. Total number of species, I just have to check, right? Alpha for B, it is going to be 80 species. Let's check over here. Is it correct? Alpha we have A 200, B you have 80, right? Now let's jump on the beta diversity. Now class, two things. Either you may get this idea ki ma'am, let me add up 200 plus 80, that is A diversity and B diversity, that is 280 minus 40. 40 why minus 40? Because of the common species. So 240. Maybe you can think in this way, but let me explain you using this example. Let me clear this once. One second. Erase all. Now, just see here very carefully. I told you to find beta diversity between H1 and H2, right? Total number of species present over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 here, and then you have 1, 2, 3 over here, plus 3. So 5 plus 3, it's going to be 8. 8. Then we have two common species over here. So 8 minus 6, it's going to be 4. 8 minus 6 is going to 4. No, sorry. 8 minus, one second, what I'm doing. 8 minus 2. 8 minus 2, it's going to be 6. But when we found beta diversity, what was the answer for H1 and H2? It was 4. It was not 6. So, did you get an idea? I cannot add up H1 and H2 and then separate common. Okay. I have to subtract common from each habitat because I don't know which one is unique and which one is common. Getting my point what I'm trying to explain you? See, you cannot add total species and then minus common species. You cannot do that because that is not going to give you correct answer. I don't know how many commons in this particular H1, how many common in this particular H2, right? So what you have to do, you have to separately deduct or separately subtract your common species, right? Let me show you over here. So your alpha diversity, you have 200 species. How many common species do we have? 40. So 200 minus 40, it's going to be how much? 160, right? Then here 80 species are there. 80 minus 40, how many? You got 40 species. Now common species are gone. Common species are gone. Now you can add this 160 plus 40 and you are going to get your answer, that is 200. See over here, what did I do? I took overall 200 species present in ecosystem 1. Then 80 species present in ecosystem 2. Each one separately I have subtracted common species. Never gonna add both the habitat and then subtract. It's wrong way to do it, right? Even in your board mass. Okay, let it be. I think I won't be able to explain this maths. Okay, so this 200, always remember that common when you have to subtract individually. You're not supposed to add and then subtract it. See, okay? So I subtracted 40 from, sorry, 200 from 40 and sorry, 40 from 200 and then 40 from 80. So I got these answer and then I can add and I figure it out. My beta species is 200. Then what about the gamma species? Don't make mistake. Ma'am told ki, acha, overall species I'm going to count and say that ki, okay, it is a gamma species. But you have to understand class ki common species are also there. For example, 2 stars. Let me do it in this way. One circle and one this. So how many species I have? 1, 2, 3. But here is one more star also. Now that one more star is going to be common species over here. This is just a rough example to explain you, right? So you have to subtract common species. What did I do? I added ecosystem 1 total and ecosystem B total and then I have subtracted common 1. I have subtracted common 1 to figure out species, right? Now why didn't you subtract separately over here? Because I want to know the overall. I don't have to figure out which one is common, which one is unique. I don't have to figure out. That's why I'm not subtracted here separately, right? So 200 plus 80 minus 40, it is going to give you 240. So what is your gamma diversity? It is going to be 240. I hope this must be clear to you people. Let's jump on the third example. So here we have different number of species present over here. You have to find alpha, beta and gamma. What about the alpha of this? Alpha, let me write habitat 1, habitat, अच्छा site लिखा है, sorry, ठीक है. Site A. Well, how many alpha? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many alpha do we have? Here. How many alpha do we have? 7. Now check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many alpha do we have here? 5 species. Then next one. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many alpha do we have here? 7 species. 7 species, right? Now let's figure out beta over here. Let me first clear this mess. Now we have to find beta between site A and site B. Let's check out. Do we have this common over here? Do we have this common over here? Let me find common. Here we have common, I'm not going to include. Here we have common, I'm not going to include, right? Then this is unique. Now this is ulta class, this is different species, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many do we have beta species over here, A and B? 8 species. Okay, let me count here. It's easy. Okay, now about side B and side C. Figure out the common one. We have common one here, and then we have here, we have the common one. Do we have other? Yes, we have other. Do we have other? No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many do we have? 6 beta species, right? Let me clear over here. Now, let's figure out between A and C. Let's see if it is and there is any common. I'm not going to find the common species. Where is it? Okay. Site A and C, na? Do we have common? Okay, yes, we have common. I got one. Then, okay, I got another one. Do you have other? No. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do we have 10? Yes. Beta species, we have 10. What about the gamma species? In all the three habitat, if you will calculate, you will get 12 species. Okay. Do not count the common one. Do not count the common one, right? So this was all about your alpha, beta and gamma. I hope you must have understood the examples of alpha, beta and gamma. This one is a little complicated one. Once practice it, you will understand class. Alpha, finding alpha is not a big deal. You can just directly go with the total number of species, right? But when it comes for the beta, remember you have to subtract common one individually from the species, individually from the different ecosystem, right? But when we find gamma diversity, it is overall diversity. So what did I do? I took overall equation and subtracted 40, right? So this was all about alpha, beta, gamma example. That's all we have in today's class. We'll meet in next class. Thank you.